Hi, Rocky, Rock, and Vito, and Barbara, and all your family and fiends, your little kitties and ghoulies. Of course, they're grown up now. And I want to say hi to your other son, Jerry, out there near Vegas, whom I met once when we were doing the Untouchables. I met him around that time. And Big Al out in Wyoming, I think it is. Yeah, say hi to Big Al, fellow movie extra actor. And I'm right here in front of the Park Ridge Library, his statue right here. And over there, that's the Pickwick Theater where I saw the Mummy when I was 5 years old in spring of '62 for 5 cents. My dad paid. I was down in front of the theater on my hands and knees begging him. I said, Dad, please, I want to see the Mummy. Dad, please, I want to see the Mummy. And he said, all right, David, if it means that much to you. That was right over there, the Pickwick right there. There it is. That's the Pickwick Theater. You know. And right down in front of the theater is where I begged my dad, right by the ticket booth. And this is the Park Ridge Library right here. You know, Park Ridge, the home of a lot of stuck-up people, self-righteous snobs. Rocky, I agree with you, brother. I totally agree with you, because I met one of them today after church in the coffee hour. I was talking to this guy that was talking to my dad, this nice guy. He was like probably about 19, 20 years old, about college age, talking to my dad, and he was being friendly to him. So I went over to meet him, and I said, hi, yeah, that's my dad. How you doing? And I told him who I was, and I make monster movies. And I was going to tell him more. I was going to tell him I was in the Marines and my dad was in the Army, but some lady pulled me away. I was telling him I told him, yeah, I make monster movies. My dad's in my movies. And at the end of the movie, we're shooting the monster. I told him that they showed it on WGN a couple weeks ago. And I was telling him about that. And this lady comes over, and she's done this to me before when I was talking to one of her friends. This guy from England that came to church, and a real nice guy. And I was going to tell him about my movies. He seemed interested in it. And I was going to give him my flyer, and she pulls him away too. That was about 2 weeks ago. Now she did the same thing today. She says, come on, Zach. I think it was, not Carson was his name. Come on, Carson, let's go over here and meet the other people. And she did it again, man. Like I'm not good enough for him. Like I'm not good enough to talk to her friends. Like, because she knows I make the monster movies and stuff. You know, and it's like, it's the same thing that happened to you, man, because, like, sort of. Because when you were playing with that girl in Park Ridge, you know, across the street from the Spicers, you know, you were telling me that yesterday. And Rock, I'm glad you told me that story because I've been thinking about that all day. I was telling people about that. I didn't mention the name, Spicers, but I told about the story where you were playing with a girl in Park Ridge, and you're from Chicago, and you were playing with a girl because she liked you and you liked her and she was nice to you, and her mom said, oh, you can't play with him, he's from Chicago. And then the other people across, you know, the people next to the Spicers, you were playing with them. That was her mom. No, her mom said, their mom said, oh, don't play with him, he's from Chicago, you know. So, you know, I told it to people in Trader Joe's. I was telling it. This lady from church, she's a real nice lady, works at Trader Joe's, and she was giving out the snacks today, and I told her that story too, and I told to another guy. Because I met some stuck-up people today, man. Oh, and today I was talking to this guy in Trader Joe's. I ran up to the store, I did some jogging, and I got up to the door, and this guy, about 10 years older than me, real tall. I said, yeah, I'm trying to keep in shape, you know. Do a little jogging, keep myself in shape. And I was talking to him, and he acted like he could care less, you know. And I was telling him I was in the Marines, and I make monster movies, and he wasn't even paying attention to me. He's just doing his shopping, ignoring me, right? And I'm trying to be friendly. So you know what I told him? I said, sorry to bother you, and walked away. In other words, I was letting him know that I realized I was bothering him. Wow, you know, like talking to people, that's bothering you, you know. I'm just trying to be a nice guy like you. You were being friendly. You were playing with these kids in Park Ridge. And the mom says, don't play with him, he's from Chicago. You know, like you're not good enough for him. And that's the way I feel on some people here, man. A lot of stuck-up people. I'm sorry to tell you, there's nice people in Park Ridge. There's a lot of nice people. But there's also some stuck-up ones. Like you say, they think they're so great because they got more money. Or they think it's good enough for them, you know. And so it's sad, man, because Chicago is where Park Ridge is a suburb of. Park Ridge is a northwest suburb belonging to Chicago. You know, it's part of Chicago. It's a northwest suburb. It's close to it. Long, you know. Amen. I was born in Chicago. There's the Pickwick right there. So, you know, it's a suburb. You know, they should be more accepting, and that's so self-righteous. And when you got somebody from the city visiting, they should be nice to them. Amen. Like you say, we're more manly. That's why some of these people, maybe they're intimidated, because we got that tough Chicago voice, that raspy, rough Chicago voice, because we're men. We're not girly men. We're men. We're in the service. And even there's some guys that can't join the service because of some problem, and they want to. So I met a guy like that last night. Wanted to join, they wouldn't let him. That's why he wasn't too happy about it. But he tried. And some people have medical things they can't join or for some other reason. But at least they were willing to. But the point is you don't have to be a man to join the service. I think you can be a good man without joining the military. Fortunately for you and me, they let us join, which I was glad. They let you join, let me join. But, you know, but no, there's a lot of good men that aren't in the service, as we know. A lot of good men. It's what's in a person's heart that counts. It's having that character, that strong character, and you got that because you were raised tough. You were raised in a tough area. That's how you became tough. That's how you became a Golden Gloves boxer, because you were a tough guy. You didn't take no bull, and you worked out hard, and you practiced that left hook like Smoking Joe Frazier. Okay, I'll see you. Hey, I got my Horny Toad Monster shirt on today. See, I wore that underneath my shirt from church. So after church, when I got here, I went to the restroom and put this shirt over my dress shirt so I can wear my Horny Toad Monster shirt when I'm using the computer in the library. Okay, I'll see you. See you, Rock. See you, Vito. See you, Barbara. See you, Jerry, wherever you're at out there in Nevada, over there near Vegas. And hi to Big Al out there in Wyoming. And everybody else, all the other McCords. And hi to Debbie, your sister. And hi to Mary Lou, if you ever see her, next time you see her. Mary Lou Henner, your cousin. Who didn't get you in the show business? I did. I'm the one that told you about movie extra work. Yeah, but yeah, this is a rock.